بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أعزائي طلبة وطلبات شهادة الثانوية العامة قسم رياضة لغات، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. اليوم سنتناول درس جديد في مادة ديناميكا وهو مراجعة على الوحدة الأولى. طبعا الوحدة الأولى بتتكلم على تفاضل وتكامل الدوال المتجهة. مهم جدا ان احنا نعرف العلاقات بين السرعة والإزاحة والعجلة. ايه هي السرعة؟ اللي هي الفيلوسيتي، الإزاحة الديسبليسمنت، العجلة اللي هي الأكسلريشن. ازاي تقدر تجيب العجلة عن طريق السرعة أو عن طريق الإزاحة أو العكس؟ ازاي تقدر تحصل على الإزاحة لو انت عرفت العجلة أو السرعة؟ طبعا في ناس كتير العجلة ديت مش فاهماها ايه هي العجلة، لكن ايه العجلة؟ اللي هي الاكسلريشن اللي هي differentiation velocity بالنسبة للتايم تي. ايضا ما تعرفش العلاقة بين السرعة والإزاحة، والإزاحة اللي هي shortest distance. يعني لو مشيت مسافة مثلا من منطقة إلى منطقة أخرى من A إلى B، سي مثلا المسافة ديت 100 متر، ومشيت مسافة تانية من البي للسي 150 متر، فلو أنت مشيت من الA للسي دايركتلي دي اسمها displacement، أو الأقصر مسافة بنسميها الإزاحة. shortest distance is displacement. Welcome my dear student in our math program for secondary 3. Today we are taking new lesson in dynamic. Its title revision of unit 1. What about unit 1? Unit 1 is called integration, differentiation about vector function. My dear student, look at revision about unit 1 in dynamic. Look at, my dear student, revision of unit 1. Example. Stone is projected vertically upward and its height x. After t seconds from the projection is given by the relation x equals 49t minus 4.9t square, where x in meter. Find number 1, maximum height the projected body can reach. Remember, my dear student, what you mean maximum height? If we have stone and projected up, maximum height means velocity equals 0. Remember, my dear student, the first required find maximum height of projected body can reach. Number B, find algebraic of the velocity vector when stone is 78.4 meter height, then find its velocity. Number C, graph both the projection or the position time graph and use them to analyze the motion. Solution. My dear student, we have the equation x is a relation respect to time t. xt equals 49t minus 4.9t square. What is the velocity, my dear student? Yes, excellent student. We use differentiation respect to time t. vt dx over dt. Then, my dear student, we use differentiation, then 49t equals 49 minus 4.9t square equals 2 times 4.98, 9.8t. This is velocity. Velocity function with t. Vt 49 minus 9.8t. The stone reaches the maximum height when v equal what? Excellent student, 0. Then we put 49 minus 4.8t equals what? Equals 0. To find the value of t, we divided 49 over 4.8 to find the value of t. My dear student, maximum height at t equals 5. X equals x at t equals 5, 49 times 5 minus 4.9 times 5 power 2 equals 122.5 meter. My dear student, the stone is 78.4 meter high. What do you mean? X equals 78.4 meter. Then we deduce that the equation became 49t minus 4.9t squared equals what? X. What is the value? 78.4. We have equation of the second degree and t. To find the value of t, we use factorization. Then we use that, my dear student, 4.9t squared minus 49t plus 78.4 equals 0. Divided each term by 4.9. Then the equation became, my dear student, t squared minus 10t plus 16 equals 0. By using factorization, t minus 8 inside bracket multiply t minus 2 equals 0. Then in this case we have two values of t equals 8 or t equals 2. What do you mean, my dear student? When t equals 8, x is 78.4, or when t equals 2, x equals 78.4. What is the correct? The two times are correct. Why? When, my dear student, stone is projected up, take t equals 8, and the stone is down, ground, when t equals 2. Therefore, when t equals 2, we find the velocity by using 49 minus 9.8 times 2 equals what? 29.4 meter per second. Also, my dear student, when v equals 8, by substitution about t equals 8, then the velocity became negative 29.4 meter per second. Remember, my dear student, we have two time, we have two velocity. When t equals 2, the velocity was 29.4 meter per second. When t equals 8, then the velocity equals negative 29.4 meter per second. My dear student, what do you mean? When the stone is 78.4 meter once ascending after 2 seconds and once descending after 8 seconds. Algebraic measure of the velocity is 29.4 or negative 29.4. The velocity of stone has two cases. Norm of positive or negative 29.4, absolute value or norm is the positive answer, 29.4 meter per second. From the position time graph, we find that, look at the position time graph. What do you mean, my dear student? Position time graph. We form two axes. Horizontal axis represent time t, vertical axis represent xt or is displacement. The time from 0 to 10, but the x or position from 0 to 117.6. Remember, my dear student, t equals 2, t equals 8, then x equals or the height 78.4 when t equals 2 or equals 8. What do you mean? When the stone is projected up in ascending, it takes 2 seconds to reach 78.4. After return, my dear student, back down when t equals 8, then we deduce that, My dear student, x equal also 78.4. Remember, my dear student, when t equals 5, then the maximum height is 117.6. What you mean, my dear student, maximum height? Velocity equals 0. Maximum height when t equals 5. Stone reaches maximum height 122.5 when t equals 5. Also, stone gets back to projection point once again when t equals 10. Remember, my dear student, when t equals 0, velocity equals 0. When t or x position vector x equals 0, when t equals 10, x equals 0. Ascending stage took 5 seconds. Ascending stage took 5 seconds, and descending stage also took another 5 seconds. All time equal 10. 5 in ascending, 5 descending. The stone was at 78.4 meter height when t equals what? When t equals 2 seconds and t equals 8 seconds. Now we are translate to another example. The opposite figure represents, my dear student, the curve of acceleration time of particle moves from rest in a straight line during time interval closed interval 0,4 when acceleration measured in meter per second square and time in second. Draw the velocity time graph and deduce displacement covered by particle during the same time interval. Solution. My dear student, we find slope of straight line y2 minus y1, or difference between two coordinates of y, difference coordinate of x-axis of coordinate of x. Then the time or slope equals 3. What is the equation, my dear student? Equation of straight line represented by a equals mt, c equals 0. Why? Because this line passes through the origin point. After using m equals 3, then we use a equals 3t. My dear student, when v naught equals 0, then we know v equal integration of 3t respect to time t. Then v equals 3 over 2t squared. This is velocity. After that, displacement integration from 0 to 4, 3 over 2t2 dt. What is the integration of t power 2? T power 3 over 2. T over 3 over 2 multiply 3 over 2 equals 1 over 2 t power 3 from 0 to 4. Then answer is, what is S? What is S? Equals 3 meter. Now we are translate to another example. Look at this different integration to join. What is the different integration from 1 to 4? X power 2 plus 2x minus 1 dx. This integration is very easy to find integration. X power 2, x power 3 over 3. 2x equal to x power 2 over 2 minus 1 minus x from 1 to 4. By substitution, 1 about 4, 1 about 1. Then integration or definite integration became 64 over 3 plus 16 minus 4 minus bracket contains third plus 1 minus 1. Answer is 33. My dear student, deduce the velocity and displacement F acceleration equals dv over dt. My dear student, what you mean if we have acceleration equals dv over dt? This acceleration required, what is required? find the velocity and displacement. We know that, my dear student, velocity is integration, acceleration, respect to time t. Also, we know that, my dear student, displacement equals what? Integration of velocity respect to time t. We know that, my dear student, integration left hand side equal a dt equals integration right hand side dv. What is the integration of dv? V. What is the integration of a dt? Equals integration a dt. Suppose a is constant, my dear student, then we deduce that integration from v naught to v dv equals definite integration from 0 to t a dt. Then what is the integration of dv? Is v. By substitution about once v, other v naught, answer left hand side became v minus v naught equals integration a dt from 0 to t under acceleration time graph. Acceleration is a constant. We deduce that v minus v naught equals a integration dt from 0 to t. Then v equal v naught plus at. My dear student, now we are translate to another example. Particle starts to move in straight line from the origin point with initial velocity of magnitude 8 meter per second and acceleration of motion after t second is given by the relation 3t minus 2. This is acceleration. Find each velocity of particle and displacement after 2 seconds from the starting of each motion. Solution. My dear student, we know that acceleration equals 3t minus 2. When find the velocity, we use integration. Why? Because v equals integration a respect to time t. A equals 3t minus 2. What is the integration of 3t minus 2? 3t squared over 2 minus 2t plus c. What is the c? Constant. Then by substitution about v naught equals 8. When t equals 0, then we deduce c equals 8. By substitution about equation v 3 over 2 t squared minus 2t plus 8. T squared minus 2t plus 8. My dear student, find v2 equals 10 meter per second. Also, when find acceleration, when find the displacement by using integration of the velocity, we make integration to find the acceleration with constant c dash. Since x equals 0, when t equals 0, to find c dash equals 0, then we deduce that the displacement when t equals 2 equals when t equals 2 from 2 to 0 to find the value of s, displacement equal 16 meter. Another example. A particle moves in a straight line. We have velocity in by the relation 6t squared minus 24, where v is measured in particles reaches 72 meter per second. Then find the magnitude of acceleration of the particle where its velocity reaches 30 meter per second, and the magnitude of displacement of particle from closed interval 1 to 4. Solution. My dear student, we have relation of the velocity. When the velocity reached or velocity of particle reaches 72 meters per second, then we deduce that the 60 square minus 24, 72 to find the value of t. 60 square equals 96, t square equals 16, t equals 4 second. This is the first time. When the velocity of particle also reaches 30 meters per second, then we use that. T square equals 54 over 6 equal 9. Then t equals 3. Acceleration, we know differentiation of the velocity respect to time t. Then we reduce that. A is 12t. A equals 36 meter by using t equals 3. Then we know, my dear student, when t equals 3, acceleration 36 meters per second square. S equals integration the velocity respect to time t. Then by using integration 60 square minus 24 respect to time t, then we deduce that, my dear student, 2t power 3 minus 24t from 1 to 4 by substitution about 4 and about 1 equal 54 meter. My dear student, now we are translate to another example. A car starts its motion from rest in a straight line from fire point in a straight line. Its velocity v equals 3t power 2 minus 12. What is the average velocity during time t more than or equal 0, smaller than or equal 7? Solution. When the car changes its direction after 4 seconds, then the velocity 3t squared minus 12 t by using 3t common, t equals 0 or t equals 4 when v equals 0. Then displacement 3t squared minus 12 dt from 0 to 7 equals 7 power 3 minus 6, 7 for all power 2 equal 49. Average velocity 49 over time 7c vector, 7c vector. Algebraic velocity 7 meters per second. My dear student, integration the velocity respect to time t. What is the velocity from 0 to 7? We find integration of two intervals. First interval from 0 to 4. Second interval from 4 to 7. We divided the velocity with the two intervals. 3t power 3 minus 12t from 0 to 4, also plus from 4 to 7 equals 113 meters. Average speed 113 over 7 equals 16 and 1 over 7 meter per second. My dear student, the unit 1 of dynamic about differentiation and integration of the vector function. What is the meaning of the vector function? We know that the vector function has three unknown variables. The first is called displacement. What is the meaning of displacement? Shortest distance. Its symbol S. S equals x minus x naught. After that, we translate to the second velocity. The velocity differentiation displacement respect to time t. Then we deduce that my dear student, S equals what? X minus x naught. What is a V? Velocity equals ds over dt or dx over dt. After that, we translate to acceleration motion. Acceleration motion is defined by differentiation of the velocity respect to time t. My dear student, we know that acceleration, its symbol is small, equals dv over dt or equal v times dv over dx. If we have, my dear student, acceleration and we want to find this acceleration respect to time t, as example, acceleration equals 60t squared plus 5t. What is the velocity? Velocity, we find x and certain. Integration respect to time t. We find integration 60t power 2 plus 5t and substitution about t from the given interval. This is velocity when acceleration is given. When velocity is given, what is the required? Maybe position or displacement or acceleration. Then we find position or displacement from velocity with integration, but we find the acceleration from the velocity with differentiation. Why? Because we know that acceleration dv over dt, but x equals integration of what? Integration of velocity respect to time t. My dear student, we have two types of motion: accelerated motion, decelerated motion. What about? What is the difference between acceleration motion and deceleration motion? When a car moves to cover high place, this car, when the velocity is increases, time is increased, but acceleration decrease. Then this is called deceleration motion. Why? VA must be smaller than 0. What is the VA? Product of the velocity and the acceleration. Now we deduce, my dear student, we have two types of motion: acceleration motion, decelerated motion. What is the difference between them? When VA more than 0 is called acceleration motion. In same direction, V and A, velocity and acceleration with have same motion, same direction, right with right, left with left, up with up, down with down. But the motion is decelerated motion when V multiply A smaller than 0, or product of the velocity and acceleration smaller than 0, or negative side. In the opposite direction, velocity and acceleration. In the opposite direction, a car moves with 60 meter per second, but acceleration with negative 10 meter per second square. When multiply velocity by acceleration is, what is the type of motion? Decelerated. Now we deduce that, my dear student, we have two types of motion. The first is called accelerated motion when VA more than 0. Second is called decelerated motion when VA smaller than 0. This is very important unit in dynamic about differentiation and integration. Remember, Differentiation is opposite of integration. Integration about vector function. What about vector function? A vector or acceleration vector is differentiation velocity respect to time t by differentiation, but v equals integration acceleration respect to and velocity also and acceleration by using